Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 31st. It's August. It's 2025. And I'm in a hotel room. And it's a very, 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 very cheap hotel room because I'm in the Ozarks. I came down here because I had new boots for my truck shipped to my buddy's shop. And I didn't get the memo that tomorrow is a holiday. It's Labor Day. Are you kidding me? So I'm stuck here and I'm thinking to myself, there's no good place to camp anywhere near the shop where I can drive the truck. When the problem with my truck is simply a rubber boot. It's like a sock made of rubber that covers up my CV joint and keeps dirt, water, and mud out of it. Because if those get in there, they can destroy the axle. The axle is a very expensive axle. So I'm thinking to myself, what the actual F am I going to do? And then it's like, wait a minute. If I keep wandering around, or if I go to a place I know of that's 80 miles away, that's 160 miles round trip, that's a tank of gas. And I'm thinking, tank of gas is what it costs for a hotel room. So I'm like, awesome, you know what? I can go to the hotel room and I can edit a couple of videos real quick and wait till my boots show up. The hotel room has no internet. It has internet, but it sucks. And I'm thinking, how can I hook up my Starlink because the windows are sealed? Well, I backed my truck up, hooked up the Starlink. So my truck is running. My truck is just sitting out there, and I'm running the internet off of it. And the internet off my truck is better than this Quality Inn hotel. How crazy is that? Look. Oh, come on. How come it won't? Can you see that? I'm literally running off my truck, and I'm running off Wi-Fi through a wall, and my truck's like 20 feet away, and it's still better than the internet here. How crazy is that, dude? I find that crazy. I find that odd. But here's something I wanted to remind you about, because a really good, this dude researches a video and then puts up the information. He puts up the information after about a month of interviews, a month of research, sorry. And I said something 6 or 7 months ago, and I was completely right. And I didn't base it off research. I based it off what's obvious. Everybody was talking about DOGE, the Department of Governmental Efficiency, and I'm like, you realize that that's a complete and utter scam. They're just doing that to steal your information. Well, this dude actually proved me 100% right. And I want you to see this, because ELON was simply in place long enough to use DOGE to take all the information from the government, all the information the government has on your Social Security, your IRS, and everything else that you can't get elsewhere, suck it out and hand it over to Palantir. And that's exactly what they did. I wasn't wrong. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 17th of February, 2025. And so I'm not going to run this entire video that I put up back in February, but I want you to understand. And here's another thing. I'm not bashing other channels. I'm just warning you that certain channels that people follow, unless you're following simply for entertainment, if you're following them so that they can help you to make decisions to deal with what's coming down the road really, really fast now, you need to know the truth. So I'm not bashing channels. I'm just pointing stuff out that makes no sense. If you're awake, how is it you're possibly falling for any of this left-right paradigm nonsense at all? But channels are. So I apologize ahead of time. Let's start with this real quick. Let's take a look at this YouTuber everybody knows.
This is 𝗕𝗏𝗃. We have what might be the biggest fraud in history unraveling in front of us. Now that DOGE is diving into all these different departments, and there's a lot of different questions attached to that and what they're doing and what's really going on. But now that they've dove into Social Security, they are uncovering, again, what Elon says could be the biggest fraud in history. They're saying that there are over 20 million Americans collecting Social Security benefits that are over the age of 100. And when you go even further into this, there are benefits still being paid out to people that are over 140 years old. It's absolutely mind-boggling what all is going on here. So he puts this information out there saying that this is the case. Of course, people from the other side saying that they want proof to all this. They have launched a website that shows all the stuff that they're uncovering, where you can click and you can go into detail on everything that's there. One of my biggest questions is, when are the people responsible for all this crime going to go to jail? It seems like a big magic trick. They're coming out and they're telling you about the biggest fraud in history, whether it's this or it's the next story or whatever it is. They're uncovering it left and right. And I guess no one's going to get in trouble. There's no talk of it. You going to let Biden walk away, pardoning himself for all the crimes of the Biden crime family? I mean, this goes back decades, not just on one president. All these crimes go back decades. People should be held responsible. Will they, though? To me, it seems like a big illusion here. I'm still waiting for Hillary to go to prison, but Trump don't want to do that. So your Gentile Messiah and Mr. Baphomet here, Elon, ripping through all this stuff and tearing down a bunch of departments. On the outside, things look good. It's a whole lot of winning. But with the other hand, they're sliding in the blockchain and everything else. And some just don't get it. But
anybody that's awake enough that thinks that they're so awake, they should be making videos to help other people wake up. If you're awake, you're not waiting for Hillary to get arrested, because it's never going to happen. Lawmakers write the laws. Those laws never will apply to them, ever. It's never going to happen whatsoever at all. And when Doge showed up, I said it then, and I'll say it now. Everything they do is a complete and utter illusion. Doge was simply getting at information that you can't get at any other way other than pretending you're going to go in there and save the national deficit, etc. Do you see what I'm saying? It's completely and utterly ludicrous. Epstein's list has been out. Justice for the Epstein victims will never happen. People taking accountability will never happen. It's looking like they're getting ready to let Ghislaine out. You see what I mean? It's astonishing. But here's what I said back then about Doge, okay? This was right when it first came out. As soon as I saw it, this is what I thought of Doge. And it turns out, but the funny thing is Dabu doesn't mention anything of any relevance whatsoever at all. Doge isn't to do anything for Americans. Doge is the excuse. Stopping corporate and governmental waste and this, that, and the other thing. But nobody's going to get in trouble. Nothing's going to change. What this is doing is allowing Elon's AI, Grok, to absolutely get every single bit of classified government information that it couldn't ordinarily have got. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. And Dabu doesn't mention that whatsoever at all. I left it.
Now to President Trump and Elon Musk's latest moves to reshape the federal government. The top Social Security official stepped down after Musk's team requested access to sensitive personal data about millions of Americans. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is tracking it from Mar-a-Lago.
After the 2025 presidential election, the Trump administration announced the creation of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, with the official aim to cut, quote, fraud, waste, and abuse in the public sector. Headed by Elon Musk, and with ex-employees of Palantir, Musk made an official goal of cutting $2 trillion in what he claimed was identifiable waste. In actuality, the final sum expected to be cut is $160 billion, with official estimates showing that Doge's total operational cost to be around $130 billion itself. And according to a report from Yale's The Budget Lab, the measures to cut various government agencies is expected to create a net loss of $300 to $500 billion over the next decade. And despite this has been the Trump administration's greatest success. That's because Doge is a lie. The point was never to cut fraud, waste, and abuse. It's a facade for an ambition much greater and far more consequential.
So, without Doge even being up and running for months and months and months, this guy just made his video after 8 months of watching what Doge said it was going to do, what Doge was doing, and what Doge was really doing. I knew it right off the bat. And I'm not saying that like I knew. certain things just pop into my head. I might not be the best speaker, I might not be the best mathematician and all that stuff, but when something is a complete and utter lie, I can see it a mile away. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to show you that this is exactly what that was. All of this has been a lie. After Doge got what it needed to give to Palantir, they have this big breakup and this, that, and the other thing, and Doge goes away. That way they don't have to show any fruits of the Department of Governmental Efficiency, because Trump and Elon had a big falling out. It's a big club and we aren't in it. It's us against them, and these guys have turned it up faster than we have ever seen. I mean, go back. If you want to spend some time, go back and look at all of the events that we've had since the beginning of 2025. It started off instantaneously. The Tesla car exploding in front of Trump Towers. The next day, a dude from the military apparently drives through a bunch of people at a parade. It does not stop. It never stops. It's never ending. Did you even hear about this?
Firefighters overnight finally able to get a handle on this blaze, saying it's now 90% contained after a fiery explosion rocked that factory in Louisiana. But it's the environmental concerns that are now only growing. Officials say a series of explosions first occurred Friday at Smitty Supply. That's a petroleum manufacturing plant, sending plumes of smoke billowing into the sky. And it's that black soot that now has officials so worried. They're urging people to stay indoors, saying to wash your hands and faces if you touch it. Officials say they're still testing exactly what is in that soot, but saying that it's associated with, get this, hydrocarbon chemicals. Even the EPA has now launched a special aircraft to test what exactly is in that air. In the meantime, everyone within a 1-mile radius has been ordered to evacuate, even an elementary school. Officials there warning of falling debris. And guys, investigators are now on the scene trying to figure out exactly what caused this, but still no word.
So while the only thing the government cares about is taking your money and building data centers for large corporations like Facebook, Palantir, everybody, all right, everybody, Elon Musk, they're still going around and blowing up all sorts of facilities. This isn't random. This isn't natural. This isn't the evolution of things, okay? They're blowing up things that we A, need, and B, things that will kill us. Because the EPA, after over a week, is looking into this explosion in Louisiana that's caused everyone to have to evacuate for a mile. What happens when you evacuate? You got to get out of your house because the air is now literally going to kill you right away. How do you pay for that? How do you go to work? How do you go to school? How do you pay for food? How do you pay for hotels? Do you see what I'm saying? They're still doing it. It's asymmetrical warfare. They're sucking up everything. The government is literally telling you to go F yourself if you want to know anything that's none of your business. And everything's none of your business. But shut up and keep paying your taxes. And every time they decide to blow something up, you have to skedaddle and get out of there. It just doesn't stop. We are under attack. We have been under attack, and it has escalated in 2025 like we've never seen before. But let me get back to this dude that's talking about exactly what Doge was doing.
In February of 2025, members of Doge gained root access to a plethora of government IT systems, such as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the U.S. Agency for International Development. But the real crucial one is the Social Security Administration, harboring one of the most sensitive databases in the United States. The birth dates, historical addresses, employment history, financial records of every single American. It doesn't take a genius to understand what is going on here, but what sells the terrifying endgame is the transparent, illegal nature of this. Federal courts have blocked Doge from entering these databases after it was already done. But that's the point. The repercussions do not matter. Even if courts find Doge and the Trump administration in judicial contempt for illegally accessing federal databases, the data has already been siphoned.
So people that think they know what's going on are like, well, the U.S. Supreme Court is stopping this entire thing, so they've already got all the information. Trump and Elon have already broken up, so it doesn't matter anymore. And now Palantir's complete machine is complete. It's complete. It's got every single shred of information about you, and it will be used against you accordingly. Straight up. Here's a really strange thing. This has nothing to do with anything. Like I said, this channel's a good channel, but he doesn't quite see the forest for the trees. He's talking about Palantir and doesn't even know it.
On May 29th, 2015, around 1:30 a.m. on the north side of Chicago, a woman is in a car with her father on Lawrence and Winthrop in the Uptown neighborhood when she notices a newer model car traveling in reverse on Lawrence Avenue coming from Kenmore Avenue with the rear driver's side door open. The car then reversed direction on Lawrence and turned back down Kenmore. As the woman and her father reached the intersection on Kenmore, they heard gunshots and saw a man running towards the car she had just seen with the back door open. The car then reversed again and went through an alley where it disappeared. 𝗔𝘂𝗴𝘂𝘀𝗁 had just been shot multiple times in the back, and he was later pronounced dead. He's better known, of course, as Young Pappy. If you don't know who this is, I can only describe him as one of the best lyricists to ever come out of the Midwest, period, not just Chicago. But he's a very controversial figure, to say the least. He is, in fact, so influential that he's been dead for 10 years, and iShowSpeed, who is the #1 streamer on the planet, still called him his favorite rapper.
My favorite rapper, you probably don't know. My favorite rapper is Young Pappy. That's my favorite rapper.
In 2 years, he did more to establish his legacy in hip-hop than most rappers do in a decade. But as soon as he was hot, he was dead. The Chicago police have a program called the Strategic Subject List. This is a list created by an algorithm that ranks the likelihood of certain people either being shot or carrying out a shooting. In a sense, you can say it predicts the likelihood of someone being murdered by how high they rank on the list. And if that sounds a bit dystopian, that's because it is. There's nothing the police can really do to protect someone on this list, and most people in the city had no idea that it even existed. But to my knowledge, it hasn't been used since 2020. But when Young Pappy was killed in 2015, he had a score of 500, which put him near the very top of the list. And the list was correct. To this day, no one knows who killed him. And while it's easy to say that just one of his enemies caught him, one rumor was always constant, that he was backdoored. Now this...
See, he doesn't understand. He's reading you this information from the Chicago police, but he doesn't even understand that this score right here, this is Palantir software. He has a score that was more at 500, putting him at the top of the Chicago Police Department's list. It's his social credit score, basically, that they've been running. And this isn't new. This isn't new whatsoever at all. This was in 2015. 2015, they had this score on this young rapper dude, and apparently he was influencing so many people that apparently the story is the cops killed him. They don't have evidence of that, but that's what it looks like, you know what I mean? But the fact that he's showing the score, that's Palantir. That's 2015. That's 10 years ago. The last thing Palantir needed was the information that Doge got for them. And now that they did it, they were scrambled away. Because I'll tell you what, the national debt's not falling in any way whatsoever at all. I can't show it to you without this stupid square thing in the middle. But as you can see, it's at 37.3. 37.300. It's insane, dude. It's utterly and completely insane. And here's one more fun thing that just popped into my head. The amount of quote-unquote influencers that pushed Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, all these people that were major influencers are all bumming out because their fans hate them now. Do you see how this worked? This was a Palantir move right here. This was a double-edged sword because these people pushed MAGA and then MAGA completely 100% turned on them. 100%. So not only did it get Trump in office, but it also made all these people that actually had influence with regular people look like idiots. Do you see the play there? It worked out on both sides, just not for any of these influencers that were stupid enough to fall for this. If you want to get to the big league, you got to get, lots and lots of subscribers. You got to play things safe. When everybody thought Donald Trump was the move, it ruined them. So, two birds, one stone. And let me remind you to watch the video that I uploaded yesterday at a jailbreak. It's 45 minutes long, but it covers absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. A lot of people have watched this. A lot of people have commented on it. 1,187 comments and 23,000 views. You see what shadow banning looks like? But you should watch this video because it's just like all my other videos, except it's extremely polished and it covers absolutely everything. And let me wrap it up with this. I'm going to remind you that Nevada got hit with a cyber attack just out of the blue that absolutely crippled the entire place, that is made of nothing but money. Nothing but money. That's a test run. And that's why I tell you this. And that's why I've been telling you for 2 years to get your money out of the bank. Turn your 401k and your IRA into actual gold and silver and have them ship it to your house where you have your money. You have your wealth, no matter what comes. How much of an insult to injury would it be for all this to happen? Plus, you end up homeless, on the social credit system, and you have absolutely zero currency of any type. That's why I'm telling you to do this. There's a reason all the billionaires are building their bug out shelters, and they're having guns, gold, and security. You see what I'm saying? And you should too. Because I'm going to try to endure to the end. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm still trying. At any rate, I'm out.